Come on, Opal. You're missing out on all the trees down here, girl. Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So I am in Mr. Smith's bedroom, future bedroom. He is still in Alabama at this point. I know, there's been a lot of questions about why he's not here and things like that. And initially he wasn't here because we had to take care of the animals. We didn't have the animals here. And so you might be wondering, why are the animals here and Mr. Smith still isn't here? Well, Mr. Smith had a business trip, and after the business trip he had some things he still had to do for work in Alabama. And he wanted to be there for the inspection and the assessment and all that stuff for the house there, because we do have the house under contract currently. I can't remember if I actually shared all of the details about this, but I'll talk about that in a second. But you can probably hear some cheeping down here. I've got my little brooder set up, and I had planned on putting them out in the workshop, but since Mr. Smith's not here yet, I just kind of tucked them over here in the corner of his bedroom. So a couple of years ago, I had hatched out some Icelandic chickens. They're a very rare breed, and I have a video where I talk about them a little bit. I'll put a link to that down below. And I decided that I wanted to have another flock of Icelandic chickens. I wanted to raise them up, have them a completely separate flock from my barnyard mix that I have. And so I had ordered some more Icelandic eggs, and I ordered them from the same farm that I ordered them from last time. And when you're ordering eggs through the mail, hatching eggs, you're never guaranteed to have 100% fertility. That's just the way it is. That's kind of par for the course. And so I order a dozen, but they send a few extras just to have a little bit of a buffer. Well, they arrived. They were all in good condition as always. The farm that I ordered them from packs them insanely well. And so all of the eggs went into the incubator, and then after a few days you candle them to see which ones are fertile, which ones aren't. And there was just a couple of them that were not fertile, so of course those were immediately discarded. And all of the rest were growing great. Until about a week ago. About a week before hatching, one by one, almost all of the eggs died and were no longer alive. That was really disappointing. We ended up only having we ended up only having 4 out of 16 eggs hatch, and one of those chicks hatched but didn't make it. It was deformed. And of the 3 remaining Icelandic chicks, one of them seems a little on the weaker side. It's still holding on, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't make it. It's been a really rough batch of chicks. And so because I was down to only 3, maybe 2 chicks, I decided to go ahead and run to the farm supply store and pick up some chicks to have them friends. And so I picked up some bantams, just some little bantams, because clearly my Icelandic flock was not going to happen, at least not this time around. And so I picked up some bantams, and so I have them in here, but I'm having some issues with my bantams. And I don't know what the deal is. I mean, The incubator that I was using was a very good incubator. It's a very popular one. It controls humidity. It rotates the eggs for you. I did everything right. I have, I've incubated eggs many times, even duck eggs. And I've not had issues like this. So I'm really not sure what could have possibly gone wrong. At least on our end. And like I said, the eggs all came. They all looked great. There weren't any cracks or anything like that. They weren't nasty. I don't know where it went wrong. And then now I've got 2 chicks that I've had to treat for pasty butt. I have a video where I talk all about that, or I think I do. I know I have an article on my website about it. I'll figure out if it's a video or article or both, and I'll link those down below as well if you are curious about that. But otherwise, all the rest of the chicks are doing great. Still keep an eye on that one Icelandic. Hopefully that one makes it, and hopefully all is well with that. But going back to the house. So we had... Again, I can't remember if I shared these details with all of you or not. I thought I might have filmed it, but that might have been when I had issues with my phone not editing videos anymore. So if I didn't share this with all of you, I'm going to go ahead and share it now. We had our house on the market for 2 hours, officially on the market for 2 hours, and we had an offer. The day the house was listed publicly, we already had 3 showings scheduled that day. There was one first thing in the morning. It was a lovely family with some little boys who want to begin homestead life, and they are the ones who had put in the offer, and they are the ones that we accepted. They even wrote a sweet letter telling us why they wanted to buy our homestead, and we're going forward with that. We do have another offer that is a backup offer. Someone had offered more than asking and cash offer, but we are already under contract with this family. So if something were to happen and for some reason the family weren't able to buy the house after all, then we would have another buyer already lined up. But I don't foresee there being any issues. The inspection was today. I know Mr. Smith was really stressed out about it, but I told him there was nothing to worry about. And sure enough, the inspection was today. Mr. Smith was there for the inspection, as was the future owner. And it was kind of funny because, Mr. Smith didn't realize, because he wasn't there when the family had come to see it, so he didn't know who this guy was. He thought it was just another person who was part of the inspection. And so he was walking the property, showing them all around, showing them the property line, showing them the creek back there, telling them all about it and everything. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, we're going to love living here." And Mr. Smith goes, "Wait, what?" He goes, "We're the ones who are buying the house." And he was like, "Oh!" So then he started showing him even more about the property and telling him about the plants. And they were talking about the chicken coop and everything else. And that was going on while the inspector was going through and inspecting everything, how they do. And he could not find anything wrong with the house, which made me very happy. So I knew we had taken good care of the house, and we had worked really hard on getting everything just right before it went on the market. That was part of the reason it took so long, this whole process, not just the moving long distances with all the stuff, but then also working on the house there and getting everything ship shape before it went on the market all at the same time. So yeah, the house will be officially sold in a few weeks, and Mr. Smith will be here in no time. We'll be doing another big move here in a couple of weeks. Just the remaining items, you know, Mr. Smith's bed is still there, as is my mattress. We have a spare mattress, which is what we have here that I've been sleeping on. But we'll be bringing our beds, we'll be bringing the antique organ, mower, you know, stuff like that. Our tractor is actually at a friend's house. They have a big flatbed trailer, and so they are going to come and visit us here in Arkansas and bring the tractor with them. Now, I don't know that Mr. Smith is actually going to be coming to Arkansas permanently until the house is actually closed on. Partly because we still want to keep an eye on things there. You know, this world is a little bit crazy. And when someone knows that a house is empty, Alabama has pretty good laws about that, about protecting homeowners or protecting property owners from nefarious folks. But we still want to make sure that all is well there, and so we'll still be going back and forth, keeping an eye on everything and all of that. But in any case, that is just a quick update. It's been a really yucky day here in Arkansas, and so I have been working on stuff here in the house. You know, I've spent so much time working on all of the outdoor projects that the house inside has been mostly neglected. I mean, I did get my kitchen put together and I got my bedroom semi put together, but I had boxes piled up in my bedroom. This room here has been a staging area full of all sorts of boxes. And so yesterday and today I've been working on getting Mr. Smith's bedroom put together for him, so that when we get here with his actual bed, that's all we'll have to do is set up his bed and he'll be good. Got his decorations put up, I got his clothes hung, his dresser, you know, unpacked and filled and all that stuff. And now I am going to have to find another bookcase though, because when we moved, we had a bunch of those really cheap particle board bookcases that you can pick up like from Walmart and stuff, and we'd had them in our spare bedroom full of books. But I got rid of those bookcases because I knew they weren't going to make the move very well, but I've still got a lot of books that need a home. And so I think I probably won't do it in the next couple days because it's supposed to keep raining and I don't want to be moving furniture in the rain. But I think next week I will go and look for some antique stores in the area. I know there's one that I've been to already that I absolutely love. It's called Riverview in Ozark, the town of Ozark. I've picked up a few things there last time, well, the one time I went. But I might go there and I might go exploring some of the towns around and see what else we can find. But that is it for today. I just wanted to give you an update on everything that's been going on. It will not be much longer before Mr. Smith is here for good, and we will be so happy to have that happen. But that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit of an update. I'll talk to you all next time.